video about a subject that came up in the office this week, and it's actually something quite often when you are in the turmoil of daily life here in the office, we get an awful lot of emails, and so we keep FAQs on templates, and we just try and answer emails as quickly as possible, so I don't go home with too many in my inbox and everybody's got their answer. But that obviously sometimes you do rush, and that's not, I'm not going to lie, you do, we try and keep everything and inform everybody as best as possible. But I got an email the other day, and I was driving home, I thought, I could have answered that a lot better. Because some things which are evident to us, people who live here in Spain, people who are here for a long time, isn't evident to people who are just coming over to live. And I'm trying to do more videos like this as well, because I'm looking at, I almost look at Spain from my goldfish bowl of living in here, and I understand a lot more than other people do. So this particular question was about getting insurance in Spain on a vehicle, and at what stage you need to do it when you're registering a vehicle here in Spain. The question was just one-liner. What about car insurance in Spain, and when do I need to do it? Something along those lines. And I just answered it back, and I said when the vehicle's on UK plates, because we're talking about a UK vehicle now, then it needs to be on a UK insurance, and when it's on Spanish plates, it needs to be in Spanish insurance. And I sent the email off, and that was it. But then I got driving home, and I thought, well, really, it's a little bit more than that, isn't it? And it deserves some content, so here we are doing a video. So first of all, when you're bringing your vehicle to Spain, evidently you will have to have insurance that covers you on the UK plates. Now that insurance would normally be from your insurers in the UK who's insured you before on the UK plates, but honestly it's the best policy, so you'll need to inform them of the fact that you're moving to Spain, the fact that you're going to be re-registering the vehicle, and ask them how long you can keep the vehicle in Spain on that insurance on the UK plate, so you're covered. A lot of companies will give you 90 days on like a green card, which allows you to drive around Europe. Some people will extend that, some companies I know will extend that over the 90 days but reduce the cover. Okay, so obviously the 90 days is sort of a holiday period. During that time, evidently you're going to be coming in. I'm talking about people now who are getting residency. So if you're an EU citizen, as we know, you are supposed to register if you intend to stay for more than 90 days. And if you come in on a visa, especially on NLV, then you have to register that visa to get your residency card. So the first thing is to check what your insurance covers you for when you get here and how long it is going to cover you for. Sometimes it can take over 90 days to register the vehicle. We have a lot of backlogs at the moment with the ITV here in Spain, ITV being the equivalent to an MOT station. They're run slightly differently here in Spain. You have to book an appointment to register. They're running a month to 6 weeks after we lodge the documents with them. There's also delays that we're experiencing from town halls. We're currently having problems with town hall in Alicante. It's taken us 6 weeks just to get the local taxes paid, which is ridiculous. So yeah, you've got to look out. You've got to look with your insurance how long, and make sure you can carry on driving on those UK plates while the registration process is going through. Okay then. Another takeaway is, let's check the notes, cancellation. Okay, make sure that when your time comes to cancel that policy, there's not going to be any penalties. Right, so that's the two main things to check: is how long can you drive in Spain on your current insurance on the UK plates, and the cancellation policy, because ultimately that policy is never going to cover you on the Spanish plates. So you've gone through the Spanish registration process and you've been sent your new documents. They are called a permiso de circulación, which is the ownership document. That will have your new number plate on it, and a document called a ficha técnica. That's the document, the technical document. It always stays with the card. It also has your registration number on it, and that's what you use at the ITV. ITV being a technical inspection, like an MOT you have to do every year, to maintain the history. On the back there's a space for the stickers and a signature from the technician who signs off your vehicle. Okay, when you get those documents, you will then need to put in Spanish insurance on your vehicle. So those documents are used to make the Spanish number plates. The plates then go on the car, and you cannot drive that car until it is insured on a Spanish policy. All right. What can you do to get a Spanish policy? Well, you can either go direct to a company or you can use a broker. To be honest, for people who are coming over here for the first time, people who are moving here, they're new to Spain, I would find yourself an English-speaking broker. I honestly would. It may be a little bit more expensive, though brokers generally have good deals with insurance companies and can bring the price down slightly, but at least you're going to have someone in the unthinkable. If something happens, you've got someone to fight your side with the insurance company. So many times I've seen it where people have asked me to make calls to insurance companies because they've sold them a policy in perfect English, on the phone. They have English marketers and stuff like that. But when something happens, they don't have very good English-speaking people to deal with claims, etc. Whereas a broker might be able to help you do that. So, consider getting a broker. And if you do go to a company who claim that they have English-speaking language section, just check to what extent that is going to be, aside from the marketing and selling you a policy, how that's going to help. So yeah, also with Spanish policies, you have to remember that you insure the car and not the person. In the UK, I believe you insure the person and not the car. Here you insure the car. So they normally come with terms and conditions of who can drive your vehicle. Normally, like for example, my policy allows anybody who's over 25 with a valid European or British driving licence to drive my vehicle. So the policies in my household are all in my name, but my wife can quite legally drive the vehicle. That's not a problem. Sometimes there's an age limit to which just reminds me now, my father normally drives my vehicles, but now he's over 70, I'm going to have to check my policy. There we go. There you go. Things that come into your mind when you're doing content for YouTube. So yeah, things like that. Just be careful. You've got to check. You might have like my father's bouncing off the walls when he gets here and drinking an awful lot more wine than I am, and perfectly healthy. But the insurance policy might not be let him drive my vehicle. So it's something I've got to check. So yeah, check those conditions. Here, yeah, you can get policies which you pay monthly, 6 monthly, or annually. Generally, though, they're annual policies, and they're no more expensive than in the UK. Check your excess as well to make sure that there's nothing crazy on there. So yeah, that's it. That's the takeaway. Oh, one more thing as well. We have done a video on the P plates, so I'm not going to go into the P plates. There is one on this channel recently which we've done. But if you are going to have trouble with the insurance, or after a certain period of time you can't get your insurer to cover you on the UK plates and you're still going through the registration process, consider getting provisional plates for the vehicle, and there's a long video on this channel about that. Okay, well thanks. As always, these videos come from questions we are asked. I'm going to send this video to the client that asked me this question with a huge apology to say I didn't think my one-liner was good enough for it, didn't warrant that answer. But these things happen, and here we are to try and rectify those one-liners and get the FAQs onto our YouTube channel. There's some links below, and please subscribe wherever the subscribe button is.